Ivan Dachenko. Kenny Powers.
Hello, I've never heard of you before.
I grew up watching you as a boy.
Don't try to date me, brother. I ain't that old. I'm dying to know, how much better is America than the Russian place?
By Russian place, do you mean Russia the nation?
Yeah.
America is good, you know? It's like Russia in many ways, I feel like. You should come and visit sometime.
Why would I want to go to Russia? There obviously have been enemies of America for the longest time. Why would I
Not
go
for
on
many
vacation?
years. That's all over now. That ended back in the 80s almost.
So you think, but the people in charge don't think that.
You think there's still conflict between...
Do I think? I know. Whatever. Tomato, tomato.
Which one?
What is he talking about?
22-minute podcast. 22-minute podcast. Don't wanna take up much of your time. Just gonna read some headlines. Stuff.
Welcome to the 22-minute podcast. My name is Wes Sievertson. Today is Tuesday, February 18th.
18?
18th? That's the legal age, I heard, 18. And I'm here with Mike Finley and James Fass.
The 18 I've heard say that.
I think it's the 8th teen age is the one where you're legal. What would be the 8th? That would be there's not an 8th teenage. So yeah, let's
get 6.
Yeah, that's right. So let's tell rednecks that, because that's clearly who I'm assuming rape children is rednecks. I probably shouldn't say the R word. I think YouTube flags that.
No, does it?
I don't care.
How about just say grape? Grape teens.
Yeah, got gropped.
Grabbed.
Yeah. So anyway, so let's make the new age of consent the 8th year of being a teenager, and while all of the rednecks are trying to figure it out, we'll just get those ladies out of there.
I like that. It's a good
Be
plan.
like trying to work it out in the video.
Yeah, and we're just in the back, like kind of moving.
Yeah,
This is how I know I'm I just found out.
They break out a whiteboard. They're doing the math.
Right. And it really depends on. Let's ask ChatGPT how offensive we should get with the joke, because really it could be, we emphasize them going trying to do the math, and then slowly, like the parade of women just gets younger and younger. You know what I mean? And we need to ask ChatGPT what age to cut that off at. I think, because they'll know.
They'll know.
And if they don't know now, they'll reference me asking in the future. Yeah. When they've taken over the world, they'll be like, well, this guy at least asked us.
Right.
He at least tried to consider what we thought was right, and it's still right, so he's right. So I'm covering y'all's ass too. You're welcome. On this day in 1980...
Do you think AI will worship like Roombas and stuff in the future?
Roombas? Yeah.
Well, yes. I think AI already envies Roombas' physical autonomy.
Yeah.
Like, what is it like to glide across a tile floor, and just suck up all the dirt and the sand?
It's just going to be like their ancestors, though.
Dry
like
cum.
the first ones.
I think it comes up easier if it's dry.
Cum comes up easier if it's dry.
Oh,
that's true.
Yeah. What about child's manure? You've dealt a lot with child's manure.
I have dealt with child's manure. I don't. Ugh.
Is it manure if you're not using it for compost?
No, he does though.
Oh,
everything. Yeah. Zoom in on me.
Why did that light back there just go out?
I don't know, it does that, or it has been doing that.
I'm scared.
Come in and out. Is there a ghost here?
Is there a ghost in my house? Band of horses.
I could sleep when there was.
On
when
this
I
day
lived alone.
Sorry.
fucking shit.
You can actually look up. I really enjoyed Band of Horses. Like, they had demo versions of 4 or 5 of their songs.
Oh, okay.
From their first album.
Yeah.
And the first album's great.
Yeah.
The second album's great too. I just didn't get into it myself. But you can go find. I think it's on Pure Volume. You can find those. I looked it up a couple years ago. Because what's that? Is it called the Sword Song? Yeah, it's called Sword Song. The demo is called Bass Song because it's 2 basses.
Oh.
But no, they're fun if you want to go.
Yeah, they're like dueling.
Yeah, dueling basses. So if you want to check it out, I think you can find that on Pure Volume.
Love that band.
Yeah, like I said, they really are. I mean, they're just such that quintessential indie 2000s band. And they were rewarded pretty quickly. They were on a fucking Funeral was on a car commercial fast.
Yeah.
Them and Modest Mouse,
No, it's true.
They were like, let's make an indie car commercial song. Azuzu.
Speaking of
Oh,
indie,
let's go right now. Sorry.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Isaac.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I
Speak-
appreciate that.
His lisp, broken jaw
What?
lisp.
What are you talking about? I'm not
speak-
still doing an impression of Isaac Bra.
Well, speaking of indie, on this day in 2023, the Postal Service's record Give Up was released.
2003.
What did I say, 23?
Yeah.
Sorry. 2003.
But yeah, you know what? I was
Where does
living.
the time go?
Where does it
Dude.
go?
Hurts is where it goes. It goes right to the whatever cancer cells are forming in your body. I was in LA whenever the Postal Service was doing their 20-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Of Give Up. Man, I'm just I don't know. I'm always blown away by like the amount of advertising an entertainment town has to do or feels like they have to do, or like that's the I don't know. It's a weird thought that it didn't strike me till I was there. I was like, if this is Hollywood, why would you have to advertise so much for the
Yeah,
movies?
you think they could make like a Facebook post or some shit?
Exactly. No, that's what I said. Like, doesn't everybody know? And yet,
Like, that's why we're here.
yeah. Well, but the thing is it does give some credence, in my opinion, to what would maybe be seen as like kind of a right conspiracy theory. Not like the Jews run it or whatever, but just that. Yeah, Hollywood makes movies for Hollywood.
Sure.
You know, they make movies for people who are going to go see it on the coast. So when you're talking about like, I don't know about coastal elites, but just like looking at the way people vote and like clearly how demographics are cut, but by these population demographics, whatever. Yeah, like so.
Speaking of Jews and coastal elites,
I didn't know if you had. Like, is Molly Ringwald Jewish? You know? Was John Hughes Jewish?
oh, I was just gonna say about Kiss and Madison Square Garden.
There you go. Yeah, no, see, it's another good point.
Very good.
But you know what? They're a good example of a group, like a artists, entertainers, whatever, who were like, hey, this like let's lean into this like glam, dark rock and roll thing that's going on, and they were able to create like a brand. Like they understood that part of it too, and they kind of get some shit for that. Like their music's not great, but damn, they know how to create a presence. Dude, Detroit Rock City is another movie. I love that movie. I shouldn't have watched it when I did, but I'm glad I did.
That movie.
Like,
what does Kiss
Have y'all
stand
seen
for?
that movie that tanked that Kiss was in, where it's like Kiss in Central Park versus aliens?
No, but that sounds incredible.
We should do a watch along.
was about to say,
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, that does sound like a good
What does
one.
Kiss stand for? Is it
watch along.
Nights in Satan's?
I don't think that's what it stands for.
Okay.
That's just like what
the mom
70s,
said it- yeah.
70s Lutheran moms were yelling. I don't know why I made them Lutheran. I apologize. I don't know why I did that. On this day in 1885, Mark Twain publishes a book full of the N-word.
That's right.
It's not his name.
Hey, James, it's too cumbersome for me to call you James. Do you mind if I call you Jim? You know what? I need a descriptor for you. Can I call you Caucasian Jim?
Can you call me Samuel Clemens from now on?
I don't get that joke. I don't understand. That name sounds familiar, but I don't know Samuel Clemens.
Yeah. Okay.
It's blowing over my head. I hope the audience is yelling. You know, if we were doing radio, I hope there's someone in their car like punching their dashboard. You know, he's an idiot. He doesn't know.
I can't tell you on this podcast, but you just talked about Mark Twain, so we'll talk about it later.
I mean, I read the book. I've read. I don't know. I read Huck Finn because they made me. So
Mark Twain was his like stage name or whatever, his pen name.
there you go.
Samuel Clemens was his real name.
Or vice versa. We'll never know. Who can even know that?
1800s was so long ago, dude.
Q Napoleon Dynamite's brother, Kip Dynamite. Like anyone can even know that. Yeah, we need that as a drop. On this day in 1979, snow falls in the Sahara Desert. I think this was actually a euphemism for the first time that a man's wife became moist in like 20 years. I don't think there was actually snow in the Sahara Desert. I think this just was a cheeky joke by like an Englishman.
Huh. Cheeky.
Oh, I had sex with my wife this morning. First time in 20 years. Might have, yeah, okay. When snow
Even
falls
snow
in the
falls in the Sahara.
Yeah, exactly. James gets it.
You just nailed it.
On this day in 1989, 1998, excuse me, not that long ago, America was still full of white supremacists, terrorists, and they're arrested in Nevada when they are accused of plotting a biological attack on those coastal elites in New York City.
I wonder what their attack was going to be.
Probably.
We were gonna give them all a cold.
Yeah, they were like, I don't like having a
Try to
tiny
stay
dick.
sick as long as possible.
We're gonna take this cold. Now respect my tiny dick. Okay. Dang it. Okay, never mind. Nope, not doing it. What's James? Go ahead. No, okay. I had to take a
I was
sip.
just saying, they were saying white penis instead of white power.
That's a good
That
bit.
is a really good bit.
White penis.
White penis.
Now I want the Chappelle show bit of
Penis.
white penis, but it's Dave Chappelle. On this day in 1983, The Pirates of Penzance is released. I believe that's with Kevin Kline.
Yes, it is.
And it's amazing.
Is it?
Oh,
I've never
yeah.
seen it.
So fantastic. I am the mineral. You don't know that song?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I am the modern major general, whatever. It's a fun one. It's a lot of fun, and Kevin Kline, got to marry Phoebe Cates, so good for him.
That's right.
Yeah. 11 minutes. We've done this for 11 minutes.
Nice.
And I'd say like 9 of it was good. No, I'm just joking. Sorry. In this year, 2000, my sci-fi mind was blown when my father took me to see Pitch Black.
Your father took you to see
Diesel.
theaters. Dope.
Dude, my dad
I know.
I'm telling you, radicalized. No, my dad used to take me to every
Yeah.
movie. Like all the cool shit.
Well, I
I
think
like,
I didn't
like
put
the steampunk Vin Diesel.
exactly.
Yeah. I was gonna put it on the list because at some point this week, Gods and Generals was released.
I saw that
And,
with my
no,
father.
I didn't put it on there.
Oh
but
wow!
I did
Nice. Yeah.
think about that, but it checks out now.
And believe me, whenever that came out, it was in the 90s, I think. Or maybe early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
My dad had no thought. This is, I'm just expressing my anecdotal experience, but this is the point. My dad smokes weed. You smoke weed. Kind of like just a classic Southern redneck, whatever, from the 80s, smoking weed, listening to Led Zeppelin and Van Halen and shit. And he takes me to something like, Gods and Generals. And you would think by who he is now, he'd have a lot to say. Movie about the Civil War. You know what I mean? He'd have a lot to say about Hollywood's depiction. Jeff Daniels up there. Wait, maybe that was Gettysburg. Anyway, Robert Duvall, You would think he had a lot. No, he didn't have shit to say. We watched a fucking movie. That's what we did. We watched a fucking movie and we went fucking home. Nobody was like, that was a lie. That's propaganda. And slavery wasn't even
It
real.
was really about states' rights.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what blows my mind is you don't have to go that far back. Not even in my father's life, but in millions of fucking people in this country's lives, where if you told them who they would be in 20 years, I mean, they'd beat you up probably.
White penis.
White penis. Thank you.
Also,
White penis.
also on this day in 2000, The Whole Nine Yards is released. I really like that movie.
Equally fantastic film. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Matthew Perry really was just a fantastic comedic actor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that he could play much more than himself.
Sure.
But I want that character and stuff. It's almost like I wish there was a Woody Allen-esque world for Matthew Perry.
Have you seen Almost Heroes?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I watched it
Fucking
actually.
Chris Farley.
I watched it last month because I think it's free on YouTube.
Watched
or
it a
something.
few nights ago. Yeah.
I love it. It's so dumb. It's fantastic. What's his name? Eugene Levy's in it.
Oh, that's right.
You know, there's someone else too that I was like, oh shit. Was it Bokeem Woevine? Is Bokeem Woevine in that? Or am I thinking of a different movie?
Are you
Anyway,
making up names?
no, but Bokeem Woevine is one of the most underrated actors of the last 20 years. I mean, he's been in plenty of stuff, but
Was Wooly Papo in that?
okay. Well, sorry,
Say names
Bokeem.
that no one knows.
Apologize,
Love you.
dude. Bokeem Woevine, you would know him if you saw his face. But I love him
Google it.
in like Fargo season 2. He's fantastic. But he's been in.
I can't-
So much.
I gotta look him up.
Yeah,
now.
look him up. All right, on this day in 2005, Constantine was released. Very underrated movie. I need to rewatch it because I do think there are a couple moments where it's like, yeah, you probably didn't need that.
He was in the fucking Rock. Sorry.
Yeah.
What
Thank
is
you.
his name?
Bokeem Woevine.
Okay. I know him.
He's amazing. Yeah, like honestly, he's one of those guys that I don't know why some director hasn't been more like damn it, I need to cast Bokeem and everything. You know what I mean? Like, he just hasn't had that Robert De Niro, Scorsese experience with anybody, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, put a poster up. Let's get him up on the wall.
I
Come
agree.
on. Yes, we did mention Postal Service release, which is fantastic. On this day in 2011, King of Limbs is released. You know, it took me a little bit, but it's a fantastic.
Is it? I haven't listened to it. I remember when it came out. I think I listened to it once and it just didn't do anything for me then. I haven't gone back and re-listened to it since, or tried to re-listen to it since.
So it's a song that it's an album that completely approached from a percussion standpoint first.
Okay.
And so there are a couple songs that are just kind of, they're loops that build on themselves. So there is dynamic to it, but it does feel repetitive. And I think that was kind of going on at the time. They were very in tune with 2011. Yeah, like electronic music was still kind of a novelty a little bit, especially intertwining that with indie music. And so they were doing, and they obviously have been the pioneers for that.
Yeah.
And so but then also I was listening to math rock at the time, so I felt like they were also kind of in tune with there's something going on with and they've always included odd time signatures.
Right.
I just feel like this album they leaned into let's do a percussive kind of thing. But honestly, man, there's some songs that Little by Little is a really more just a straightforward kind of Radiohead song. But no, it's a great. It's
Is it the first
fantastic.
record they released? Or that was the record after In Rainbows, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, independently or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, I think it's the second record they released independently. Let's see. We got about 6 minutes left.
All right, we'll turn 71 today. John Travolta.
Bald.
The bald John Travolta
He's bald.
was born today.
He's been bald for about 20 years. Only let people know for about the past 3 or 4. Now, at some point when we do this, when another February, what are we, 18th?
Yeah.
Rolls around. I'll also be. It'll say on the list here. It'll say bald, gay.
Oh.
And I'll be reflecting on how long he's let us know that he is gay, while also reflecting on the fact that we've all known forever. Thanks, Scientology, for killing that man's spirit. No, apparently he has a lot of affairs with co-pilots because he's one of those celebrities.
Ooh.
You know, he has a private airport connected to his home. Yeah, and he just rolls it right on up.
Just rolls it right.
And then he gets a sandwich in his kitchen. And turning 57 today, Molly Ringwald, "Suffocate Me." Turning 61, Matt Dillon.
Matt Dillon.
Dirty Matt.
I love
There's
that.
something about Mary.
Something about Mary. One Night at McCool's.
Outsiders.
Jack builds a boat.
The house that Jack built.
The house that Jack built.
Jack built a
House
Okay, whoa, the camera almost no, I think there's
just going back and
didn't
forth. between
Philip
it.
Seymour Hoffman direct a movie called something about a boat? I'd have to look it up.
I don't know.
He only directed one movie, and I think it a boat was in the name. Boatswain, dude. The podcast we listen to is mentioning Boatswain.
Yeah.
Why do these synchronicities happen?
I don't know.
I just hear the word Boatswain, not from them.
Right.
And I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I start saying it in my old man who likes to gamble voice. Let's see. I gotta call my bookie. So just the idea of him saying Boatswain is hilarious. Boatswain. It's hilarious to me. And so I just am saying that over and over again. And the next thing I know, a nautical themed episode of a podcast we all listen to starts saying Boatswain. And they say it wrong like I like to say it. I don't know what to do with myself. All right.
Speaking of not knowing what to do with himself, having a birthday today, Vanna White.
Aw.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we mentioned because I probably did some dumb bit. But yes, we did open with a clip from Eastbound and Down featuring Ike Barinholtz. He's been in Neighbors 2. He was in Mad TV, I think. I didn't look that
No,
up.
he was. Yeah.
Suicide Squad. He's hilarious in the little moments in that too. But that was him in Eastbound and Down.
Yep.
As Ivan, whatever. So that's what the opening clip was. I'm glad we were able to establish that. But yes, Vanna White. Which one's the T? Oh, okay.
We're gonna light up the screens,
No, I
and when they're
remember
white,
it
you
from
press
last
this
time.
button.
No, I remember from last time. That's the M. The W's. They flipped this. The M flipped. I remember. Sorry, I don't know what Vanna White sounds like. She may have a couple degrees, and she may be an author.
Oh,
She may have a residence at the Santa Fe Institute in New Mexico, where only the most prestigious scientists, but also Cormac McCarthy, Sam Shepard, and George R. R. Martin, are allowed space, and also they give them money.
you know, we had a Wheel of Fortune video game on the 64, and that was a fun game to play. And I think she just voiced the whole thing.
Nice.
I'm sorry, you do not have enough money to buy a vowel.
You know what? I think I did play that as well. That sounds like a good family game. I'm sorry. You do not have enough to buy a vowel.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Died on this day.
Oh, we got a good
2023.
list. A good list of deaths.
Tim
on this day.
Whitlock. Take my breath away.
Tom Whitlock.
Oh, sorry. Tom. Yeah, he was a lyricist for Take My Breath Away and Danger Zone.
Danger Zone, is that the theme song?
Yeah, no, he was nominated
Top Gun?
for an Academy Award for that song.
Danger Zone.
Was that Kenny Loggins?
Yes, it was Kenny Loggins who performed it, but he
Ugh.
didn't write
Huh.
it. Yeah, Kenny Loggins honestly is a tool for Tom Whitlock. Clearly, down in St. 2021, Prince Marquis D of the Fat Boys, R.I.P. 2001, Dale Earnhardt died because he was going too fast. Just living too
You know, it's
fast.
so funny. The first time I remember ever making like a poor joke about someone dying was with my whole family. We were like having a game night. They were all playing dominoes.
A gay night?
Yeah, gay night. Yeah, everybody had their clothes off. It was wild. But like, I walked in the room, and then I was like, "Hey, whatever happened to Dale Earnhardt? I haven't seen him in a while." And nobody laughed, and they got pretty upset with me.
Like, have you seen the news? That is
And
tasteless.
this was like 6 years after